Yo, 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 what's going on? All the NFL fans out there. It's Denver right here from the Josh and Denver podcast.
Yes, sir. And it's Josh right here. Um, Welcome to the podcast, y'all. We got things to talk about. We know we missed a week, but we'll get right back into it, bruh. So, I just wanted to ask, brother, you good? Everything's blessed. You got to start off the podcast, checking on each other. You know what I'm saying? So, you good?
Yeah,
Everything's good?
100%. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, like I live on the Atlantic coast, and yeah, we're hit with Hurricane Fiona, and so that shit was crazy. It was crazy. My partner and daughter, they went in town to avoid the storm, but I stayed just to make sure, the house was straight. And I woke up, I was on like an island, dog, like for real, like Survivor's Island, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is surrounded by water, and I was thinking I was gonna have to evacuate. We had like boats and like paddle boards ready. I could jump off and like swim out, dog.
Bro, I had no idea. You had boats ready? That's crazy.
We already had a boat just like in the backyard anyways, because we live on the
Okay.
water. We brought that
Mm-hmm.
inside, and then I was thinking like I was gonna have to use that.
Don't
So it was
kill
like
me.
crazy, dog. I was like, man, like that was a category 3. So I'm thinking in the future, if I hear anything higher than a category 3, then I'm not staying, dog. I'm getting,
Yeah.
I'm getting out of Dodge, dog.
Oh, for real.
But
Bro, no, you really are doing some big man things though, for real. Like
yeah,
it's
man.
staying back at the house, making sure that the flooding within the basement got out. Like some real big man things for real, bro.
Yeah,
That's
man.
so
It's crazy,
salute to
man.
you, bro. I like again, I couldn't even fathom that experience because I've never experienced any form of high, just
Yeah.
extreme weather like that. I mean, where I live in Canada, it's nothing really going on like that. But yeah, man, shout out to you, bro. Like definitely an experience. I'm glad you got through it. I'm glad everyone's safe, bro. That's the main thing. So
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy too that everyone's safe, like no one got hurt or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we lost appliances and stuff. We lost like storage food and like our 2 freezers downstairs during the basement flooding. But I mean, other than that, I mean, our basement's unfinished, so it's not that bad. A lot of people had a lot worse than us. They had their whole house from like top 3 floors were flooded with water.
oh my
So
gosh.
we weren't that bad compared to other people. But yeah, I mean, I lost 2 lawnmowers, a snowblower. But other than that, it didn't hit the house level. But yeah, so we're just blessed, dog, and shout out to everyone who's dealing with it on the coast too. Prayers to y'all, especially also in Florida. Florida's getting hit with Hurricane Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shout out to everyone in Florida. Hope y'all staying safe. I think it's like Fort Myers, a little bit of Tampa area. I'm not sure exactly all the areas that were hit, but yeah, just prayers to everybody who's dealing with these hurricanes. It's just crazy, dog.
Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, shout out to everyone in northern Florida right now. Um, Yeah, yo, prayers go out to y'all. Again, everyone on the coast, in Canada, recovering from the hurricane. Um, Man, again, prayers out to y'all. And yeah, yo, insurance, yo, you better hurry up and cover them things, bro. Better cover them things.
That's
Yo,
what I'm
my boy
saying.
Denver needs a new lawnmower, new snowblower. He needs that ASAP.
That's the thing though. Like the insurance companies, it takes so long because stuff like this, like everybody's filing claims.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. They're
but that's
probably
what they're
swamped.
there
They're
for, right?
probably like, oh my God. Like
Yeah,
it's going through the busiest time. But
yeah. And that's what
man,
they're there for, to be honest. Like that's why I'm paying the insurance monthly, in case
exactly.
anything happens. I mean, so if they can they come back with like, not a lot of money and stuff, like, I mean, what am I paying for that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, facts.
it's crazy. But yeah. Like, I mean, we filed the claim. We should hear back from them probably the next 2-3 weeks, we hope. But yeah, it's just crazy here, dog. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Oh
Like I
man.
said, man, it's crazy. Yeah, for real. Like for lack of a better way to describe this whole situation, bro, it's just crazy, bro. Like can't even think of any other terms really. It's just crazy, man. And I'm just hoping for everyone's safety for real. And again, glad that you're safe, my bro. I'm glad that your fam is safe.
Yeah, I
And
appreciate that.
that's a real thing, bro. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
I just
Again,
like,
when you told me you were staying back at the house, like dealing with the flood and just making sure that the house is good, I'm like, yo, my dude is a big man, eh? Like, yo, like for real, like respects out to you, bro. Like that's real, like man of the house type things. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, bro.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
I
for
got to do what
real,
you
for
gotta do,
real.
right? So, shit,
Exactly.
man. But I know, like, it was higher than category 3 in the future. I mean, they're saying this happened. The last time this happened this bad in New Brunswick was like 80 years ago. And like all the people, all the neighbors on our street saying that like the water has never touched their houses ever. It's like the first time ever. So I don't know if there's things are to come or this is just like a rare occurrence, but I don't know. Thinking I might get like an emergency crib in town. Just in case, dog, something happens again, then we're just
Easy.
like, okay, we're going
I
to the
guess,
second crib or something. I don't know.
I guess that's something to think about for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, we good. Prayers to everybody. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, we got a lot of Florida fans, hopefully, that listening and support the pod. Like and subscribe. We all good. We back. We back in action. And so yeah, hopefully we can stay this consistency the same every single week and get into these NFL games. There's some good games last week. We talk about a few of those games. There was Thursday night football that happened this past week, with the Dolphins and the Bengals.
Yeah, gotta get into that, bro.
Yeah, and this coming week as well. So the NFL week is flying, guys. We're already week 4, 3 games in. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, last year we were doing the same thing, and it's like flew by. We were already at the Super Bowl, and we're like, damn, that was quick.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, let's get into it, Josh. Talk about maybe some of the big games last week.
Yes, sir. Let's get into week 3. Let's get into a couple of the big games that occurred. Big upset. I'd like to start off with the Colts and the Chiefs. I wasn't expecting that the Chiefs would lose that game. Patrick Mahomes has really been on a roll. He's really been showing that he didn't, he wouldn't descend or, he wouldn't regress with the loss of Tyreek Hill and with the receivers that he's been having. I mean, Travis Kelce has always still remained constant, but he's developed a rapport with Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, even some of these newer cats that, like just newer receivers, like he's able to just do the super like inhumane types things, like the extremes that he's able to do, with the sidearms or whatever. Like he's able to keep it going, hasn't really lost a step or anything like that. But with this game against the Colts, seemed like it was just a game of defense. Colts defense really kind of figured them out. Again, really close game. Final score is 20-17. I was thinking, yeah, it would be hard for Matt Ryan. I mean, especially since he's got off to such a slow start to actually, do enough to win this game. But man, like somehow it, it happened. Shout out to the Colts for finally getting a win in the win column. I guess this may change the outlook of their season because again, I was talking pretty down on them previous podcasts. I've basically said, them starting off 0-1-1, not much better than 0-2, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how the front office in the Colts organization probably looking at things, like if they're looking at the season as a disappointment overall. Even though it's so early in the season, ideally you want to start off, with a bang, with Matt Ryan, thinking that he's the next best thing. Definitely you're thinking ideally he would be an upgrade from Carson Wentz. But I mean, with this Chiefs win, I'm sure this may change some things or change the outlook of the season. And maybe there may be some big things to come from the Colts team overall. So it's something to look out for. But what was your thoughts on the game though?
Yeah, like for me, like I think the biggest things were, the Colts defense coming up clutch. You know what I mean? Holding the Chiefs to 17 points, bro. Like, Patrick Mahomes, they're a high-powered offense. And maybe like you talked about some of those weapons that they're missing from last year, the AKA the Tyreek Hills, the Sammy Watkins, you know what I mean? But some of those, like Tyreek Hill is a big playmaker. You can see that with the Dolphins, that didn't really change much with him. So maybe like, yes, they can still pick up the pieces. Other guys can step into place, but I feel like sometimes they need that big like threat playmaker just to blow the game open. You know what I mean? So they're kind of missing that X factor. But yeah, that's the surprises to me is the Colts defense playing well, and you know what I mean, and making that comeback win by Matt Ryan. We call him Matty Ice. I don't know how much times he's done this for a comeback win. So his numbers are up there. I think it's like top 5, maybe top 10 all time in like comebacks, bro. But like he's never won the big game though. But if the game is close, he gives you a chance. That's what we call him, Matty Ice, right? He got ice in his veins in these tight games, right? So
yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, that was surprising. Only put up 17 points, but like kudos to the Colts defense. Like you said, like I feel like Matt Ryan had around 220 yards, some of that 2 TDs, no INTs. So I feel like that's like something that it's a formula for them to win. So I'm more gonna talk about the Colts on this one. Is that if he could put up around 200 yards passing, no turnovers, a couple touchdowns, have the defense keep the games close, I feel like that gives them the best chance to win. So that to me, that's their best formula. If they're gonna be in a shootout, I don't think at this point in Matt Ryan's career, I don't think he can be in a shootout. I mean, he needs more weapons to do that. Like, it's not like when you had like, Julio on the Falcons, sparking teams like 40 points on the board.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect for his age and his point of his career is perfect for them. The defense keeps the game low, the score low. I mean, under 20 points, and he can kind of do just enough to win the game. That's the formula. So let's see how they can keep that up. They have a kind of a tough stretch the next 2 games, Titans and Broncos, right?
Yeah.
So they're going kind of like, that stretch. Titans, they've been struggling this year, but they're still going to be a tough out. The Broncos, same thing.
Broncos are an interesting team, bro.
So, I mean, and to go back on the Chiefs, like, I mean, that was a tough loss, but they got another tough game coming up this week. They got the Bucs this week, I think. So, like, I mean, no panic. We're not panicking. Mahomes is always a threat to win the playoffs, so I'm not panicking. But, I mean, I think they're also on the road this week in Tampa. So, I mean, they dropped 2 in a row. They're kind of in that 2-2 range. Still not out of it, but, I mean, it's different from the start that they're usually having like those big 4-0, 5-0 starts. So we'll see how they bounce back. So I'm not going to panic on the Chiefs. I'll say it's a 1-game thing, but I really want to see how they play, coming up, this week with Tampa. They definitely got to put more points on the board. Mahomes, yeah, he threw for a lot of yards, but I mean, it didn't equate to touchdowns, right? So be more efficient in the red zone. So I don't know if they get their run game going more or change up the scheme in the red zone. But I mean, if you get in the red zone, you know what you have to do. You kind of key on Travis Kelce. I mean, he's a red zone threat. You can double team him or something like that. I guess it's tougher for them to score in the red zone. So that's my thoughts on the game. And happy for the Colts. They're in that win column. The Chiefs, I'm not going to panic yet on them.
Yeah, you can never really panic on the Chiefs, man. Again, just one surprising loss. I don't think this is going to affect their season overall. Again, the way that Patrick Mahomes has been playing, he looks like he hasn't lost anything. You know what I'm saying? So there's always a chance to win with Patrick Mahomes behind center. And yeah, as long as they make key conversions and especially within the red zone to put up points, it's gonna help them only to win games. And I'm sure again this may only be a one-off. Even though I don't, I've never really been the biggest fan of Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure this podcast knows this. I can't ever negate or I can't ever take away the fact that the man is special. Just some of the things that he does is actually crazy, and I hate to see it sometimes. Like,
I'm telling you, dog.
I don't know if I'm a hater like that. I mean, maybe you guys might want to call me a hater, but I don't know. There's just something about Patrick Mahomes that just make me feel like just like meh, like it just makes me feel like yeah, okay, you're cool and all, like you good at what you do, but like I don't know, I just don't like you. But yeah, let's get on to the next game though.
Yeah.
Another surprising game. I'm sure, you know, if we picked this game initially, we would probably would have went separate ways. Because I definitely would have rode the Dolphins on this one, the Dolphins and the Bills. I'm sure
Mhm.
you would have thought the Bills would have won, but the game was 21-19. Again, another game that really came down to defense. Really, you know, Josh Allen put up a whole heap of yards,
Yeah.
but when it came to converting and putting points on the actual board, the Dolphins defense was able to step up and only, you know, limit the Bills offense to 19 points. Miami was able to do just enough and put 21 up just to win the game. Man, literally, you know, this wasn't Tua's biggest game. And I know I was telling you, bro, over text,
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, the Dolphins are the real deal. And you're like, are you sure, bro? I mean, like, it's kind of early. You're telling me like it's
Mhm.
pretty early. You don't really believe into like you're like Tua didn't really have the best game. But I'm like, yo, this team is so stacked overall that Tua don't even need to do too much. Just like how you're talking about Matt Ryan, how, you know, if he just puts up maybe 200 yards here and there, you know, as long as you know, the defense plays well, it's the same thing for Tua. Tua just needs to make sure that he's playing you know, um mistake-free football, you know, not really turn the ball over, you know,
Mhm.
keeping the play calling kind of just, you know, simple with, you know, it doesn't have to be deep launches to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill can make things happen, you know, after the catch, right? So screens to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, you know, RPOs, you know, those types of plays that, you know, you're sure to get you big yardage, you know, like, I mean, like in this scenario, when you have two of the fastest receivers in the games, like it can work. Um, so yeah, Tua really just has to play game manager, and I see like, you know, he was able to make certain plays when it mattered as well. And that's how they win games, bro. Because man, like that's why I was very hopeful with Miami. Now with Tua going down, and we'll get into that more, I feel like a little
Yeah.
bit later,
Definitely got it.
when we talk about the Bengals in the Miami game, we can elaborate. But with him going down, I feel like the outlook on Miami season is a little bit different. Even though Teddy can kind of just step in, he's not gonna be I don't think he's gonna help you win games for real.
I've been telling you about Teddy for the last few years, dog. Let me
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
mean, unfortunately, he's just comfortable with being a backup, bro. Like I think that's just what it is. I think he's just grew at peace with where he's at. He doesn't really care about, I don't know,
And he's a game man.
playing to a starting caliber. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's really like he cares that much to do so. Um, but yeah, with him at starting quarterback, bro, I can't see Miami doing much. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, bro, I salute this Miami Bills game to Miami's defense and Tua just being a game manager. And yeah, bro, you know,
Yeah.
gave the Bills their first loss, bro.
Yeah, so that loss was definitely game of the week. You know, we definitely would have went, chose different. I probably would have chose Buffalo in that one. But for the fans listening, if I would have told you that the Bills would have had 40 minutes time of possession, Josh Allen would throw for 400 yards, no interceptions, you would think the Bills would win, right?
Of
That's
course.
crazy. That's not the
Hmm.
case, bro. They lost and they didn't put up more than 20 points. They only put up 19 points. That's crazy. So they dominated the time of possession. He threw for mad yards and they still lost, dog. I mean, to be like, I think they got to change the formula. I think they only rushed the ball maybe like 6 to 8 times. I think,
Yeah, the bulk of the carries were from Josh Allen. He had 8 carries, and that was the top. Well, actually, no, Mike Singletary had 9. Or sorry, Devin Singletary had 9. Um, but yeah, ultimately, it wasn't much rush attempts.
yeah, they're going to need like, I don't know. I don't think that style wins them games, bro. Like,
Nah.
if it's going to be a shootout, okay, they got to put up points though. You know what I mean? They can't just be shootout, get to the red zone and kick field goals, dog. They're going to need touchdowns. They need 7 points. So, I mean, it may just come down to red zone offense that we spoke about in the last game we talked about, but yeah, he threw for a lot of yards, dog. He threw 63 times, dog. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a whole
What?
heap.
That's almost 70 throws, fam. Like they definitely need to run the ball more, and that's the formula I think that gives them a better chance to win. That balance might have made them more successful in the red zone and score more touchdowns. So I believe they'll kind of go back to that balance that they had in the past and in the next game as well. Because Buffalo, their style, maybe they could be passing style now, but as it gets closer to the end of the season, it gets cold in Buffalo. So that's kind of their style. They run the ball, play defense. Their defense played decently well, like we talked about. Held Tua to under 200 yards, only give up 21 points. I mean, they didn't give up a lot of rushing yards. So I want to say the problem is their defense, even though they lost Micah Hyde for the year, which kind of sucks. So it's just Poyer back there now. But, I mean, hopefully they have another safety that I don't know who's going to replace him that can step in. But, yeah, like, they just – like, that's not the format to win games. So shout out to the Dolphins playing that great defense. Tua doing what he has to do to win the game. I'm not sure that makes me think Dolphins have a chance to win the Super Bowl. I'm not as high as you are, even with Tua, but even now that he's out, I definitely don't think they have a chance to go far without him. But I do like Bridgewater. We spoke about him in the past. Like, he's a game manager. If you play really good defense, he'll give you a chance. But he needs a defense, and he needs weapons. So he has weapons, but he needs defense to, like, play really well. He's not going to be in a shootout. He's kind of like dink and dunk. He's safe throws, accurate short throws, different style. But with Tyreek in the offense, you're gonna have to go deep more, for sure. But yeah, to get back to the game, like, yeah, I'm definitely surprised the Bills lost, but it was on the road though. So I think if Bills go back to their old strategy with that more of that balance, I think they have a chance. I think this is just a rare blip, on the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely think so. But yeah, just what I'm thinking is they definitely need a marquee running back. Devin Singletary is their guy, but he's not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? 9 carries for 13 yards. Like, it's just he's not. I don't think he's a feature back. I feel like the Bills need to go to the drawing board and look for a running back that can take the load off Josh Allen, because right now Josh Allen is their star running back. And when your quarterback is your star running back, it's I don't think it's sustainable. Because I mean, Josh Allen, the way he runs, especially, I mean, that guy is a bruiser. Do you really want your star, your franchise quarterback running into all that contact? For the possibility to get hurt? I mean, I know he's a big guy and he's tough and everything, but nah, bro, this isn't like this. We need a running back that would take off the load, bro, and that will actually get you yards, right? To move the chains, to also convert in the red zone, because sometimes you just really need that running back to just push the pile and let's get into the end zone, bro. You need that type of running back, and Devin Singletary is not that guy. Even Zach Moss or whatever his name is, like, I don't think. I mean, I think he may be a good change of pace back. He did have the second leading rush total behind Josh Allen in the game, but bruh, like, you need a guy, bro. You need a more premier back, and that's really what they're missing. Yeah, Josh Allen throwing the ball 63 times, like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's actually crazy. Like,
Like college football stats, bro, for real. That's like Big 12 or Pac 12 or what's that like a late at night game for college football. They throw
yeah,
the ball like 50, 60 times.
no, that's actually crazy.
Oh man.
Is all that just to lose a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. But yeah, man, I feel like going back on Miami and like, I don't know if I was saying that they would be a Super Bowl winning team, but I did say that they were the real deal. And I did say they had a certain swagger about them and a certain confidence that Tua helped bring them. And of course, Tyreek helped. He brought in that swagger as well. Jalen Waddle's always been confident. The defense had a swagger about them. So I'm like, all of this, just bravado that they all have, all of this swag that they have, this confidence, would lead them to winning a whole heap of games, bro. But I feel like the swag, or at least the confidence, has gone down a little bit as per this recent game that occurred against the Bengals. And that's what brought them their first loss. I'm hoping that they can bounce back if Tua can get back onto the field again safely and efficiently and not rush back. But maybe it can come back. But for now, I don't know how their team outlook is going to look. But yeah, that's it for the Dolphins and the Bills, bro. Let's go on to another game. Is there another game of week 3 that sparked your interest? Titans and Raiders, maybe?
I'm surprised the Raiders. A lot of people are surprised the Raiders are 0-3.
0-3, yeah.
Did I call it? Who called it? Was it me or you?
I don't know if any of us called that, because did you call that? Maybe you did.
I don't know. I said I think the Chiefs and the Chargers are still gonna be top 2 in the AFC West. And then I think you were saying that you thought the Raiders were still gonna be up there. And I was like, the Broncos for me, I was like, I just knew that they could be decent, but it all depends on Russ, right?
Yeah, I think what we said is I said that the Chiefs would be the would have the worst record in the division.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I said. But that was me being a little bit of a Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes hater. So I guess I am that much of a hater. I'm sorry, podcast. Don't judge me. But but yeah, bro, like the Vegas Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders are, man. I don't know what it is, bro, overall with that team, bro. If it's Derek Carr or if it's coming down to coaching from Josh McDaniels, like what is the root of this problem? Because they got the weapons.
Yeah.
And maybe their defense needs work too.
Like I said, the Titans are tough out, bro. Even if they're 0-2, they had the game. They never trailed in the entire game, so they were up.
Mm-hmm.
They were in charge of the entire game. So I don't know. Like, I know I've seen like some comments. Like I was watching ESPN the other day. Michael Irvin was saying that he thinks like Devontae Adams should have stayed in Green Bay.
But a lot of people are saying that now. Yeah.
Now that they're 0-3. But yeah, he wasn't really efficient. Threw 44 times, 300 yards. He threw an INT, a couple TDs. Josh Jacobs was all right. Yeah, I think it comes down to their defense, fam. Like, to be honest, I think it's that defense. Like, I think they got to hold teams lower than 20 points, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought they'd be like a shootout team, like how the Chiefs were, like putting up 30, 40 points a night. The offense is like on fire. I thought it was gonna be like that, but they're not putting up that many points, 22 points. So if they're not gonna score as much as we thought they were, and their offense is not as explosive as we thought they were gonna be in terms of touchdowns, maybe need to their defense needs to play better so they can have a chance to win games. I think their next 2 games are Broncos and Chiefs. So they have a tough schedule, fam.
Oh, definitely.
They're a tough division, dog. And that was, I didn't really watch that game. That game was early. But like the Titans, I would have chose the Titans, dog. Just because like they've been there, they're experienced, they've done that. I'm not a big fan of Tannehill, but I believe them at home. I think I would have chosen them to win the game, honestly, fam. So I'm happy for the Titans. They're getting that win column. They're kind of having a slow start to the season, but they've always been that kind of like grind team. Like you don't really expect them to win, and then the last 2 years they've been like top 3 in the standings. So it's like Titans, like, but we know when it gets to playoff time, we know they're not gonna win no games, damn, and that's what happened. But they're always gonna be a team in the mix, right? So.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. Titans are so iffy to me. Again, with me, never really had much hope or much faith in Ryan Tannehill. But somehow he gets it done, bro. Somehow, at times he gets it done. Of course, they have the running backs to rely on. They have Derrick Henry. They have Hilliard as well. So I think that a good majority, or I'd say a good chunk of this win is attributed to the back of Derrick Henry. I mean, he was able to, at least put up 85 yards on the ground, score a touchdown, right? That kind of combats Ryan Tannehill's 1 touchdown, 1 interception ratio there. So, I mean, they're a team that can always convert when they get into the red zone, when they get into the right places, right? Again, when you have a back like Derrick Henry, it's hard to stop. You know what I'm saying? With the Raiders, man, Derek Carr, I mean, yeah, seeing the stats that he put up or the numbers that he put up, he really tried to keep them in this game. But it's just that, Derek Carr, you like, I don't know if, like, sometimes he'll make mistakes, at the wrong, time, that like ill-time interceptions always kill you. You know what I'm saying? That one interception that he threw wasn't beneficial toward, keeping them toward completely in this game or putting them above the edge. He did throw big numbers to Mac Hollins, which I feel like this was like Mac Hollins' coming out party. Ideally, you would want to see Devontae Adams really, just get the bulk of those catches, like just show what, like, just utilize him. I mean, if you're paying him all this big money, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Utilize him. And then you would think ideally, because Derek Carr already had that previous connection with him back in college, that he would be getting the bulk of this. But Matt Collins really showed up, bro, and made him take his eyes off Devontae Adams a little bit. And I feel like the plays that Matt Collins made, like, he made some big catches, bro. Like, for real, like some big type catches, like some 50-50 balls, jump balls. That man he was winning them. So shout out to him. Again, that guy has been a little bit of a nomad, yo. He's been on multiple teams within the league already. I remember Matt Collins is on, like, I think he was. Sorry,
was he on Houston though? Texans? I feel like he was on.
I don't think he was on Houston. I think he was at Okay, now it's escaping me, but I know he's been on like quite a few teams, hopping from team to team. He was never really looked at as like, he was with Philadelphia. I remember he was with Philadelphia at one point, but he was never one of like the main guys. He was never a main target guy. Now he's being looked at. I guess he's really developed in his game and it's really showed that, hey, like, I'm something to deal with now. You know what I'm saying? So get 8 receptions, 158 yards, 1 touchdown. That he he had a big day. But yeah, again, just not enough to put them over the edge, bro. And it's gonna be interesting how the Raiders season gonna look. Next game, again, you said, is against the Broncos, bro. Now, the Broncos have been a funny team, bro. They've been a funny ass team to me, bro. Like, it's just like they be saying, like, yo, like, initially when it came to, just seeing how the Broncos season would go, or like, preseason, we're all hyped up because, you get the addition of Russell Wilson. And his popular saying, let Russ cook, or Broncos country, let's ride. All those things. You're literally, you're hyped. Like, I was hyped. But bro, that man has not done any cooking so far, and the Broncos country has not been. I mean, they've been riding somehow, just barely, but it's been a struggle. So I'm interested to see how that game's gonna go between the both of them. If it's going to be another struggle by Russell Wilson, if maybe the Raiders are potentially getting their first win because they're maybe able to make things happen, who knows? But it's going to have to come down to the Raiders defense for sure. They've been slipping up.
Yeah, and like you said, shout out to Matt Collins. You were right. He was on the Philly his first 2 years. Then the last 3 years he was on Dolphins.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, he has more yards in these first 3 games than he had, his entire career in terms of season yards. So he's already passed his, the most yards he's had in the season. So I mean, like I said, it contributes to, is Hunter Renfro is he hurt? I think
I
he's done.
don't think so. I think I think he played in the game. I don't think he got hurt. I think
Yeah.
Derek Carr just really saw something in Mac Hollins, maybe just favorable matchups when he was on the field. Or I don't know, because actually I don't see Hunter Renfro in the stat line at all. So I don't know if he played or if
I
he
mean,
just wasn't targeted.
I think he had a concussion last game, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, like it contributes to him being that kind of second, third receiver. And like you said, like going to the next game for the Broncos, that's a big game. Like both teams are, I mean, Raiders are 0-3. The Broncos are, I think they're 1-2, I believe. Or they're two. I think are they 2-1 or 1-2?
Let me see here. I believe aren't they two?
Yeah, okay,
So
they're
they're 1 and
2-1.
2. Are they
No,
2-1?
they're 2-1. But I think
They lost. They won their last 2 games, right?
yeah. But yeah, I think it's a must-win game for the Raiders, dog. They can't go 0-4 and make the playoffs, dog. If they go 0-4, I mean, I don't know what the stats are, bro, but I don't know how many teams that came back from 0-4. It's possible, but they're gonna have to go on a big win streak. But yeah, dog. 0-4, they're kind of right. I'm saying they're done, but they're close, dog.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
This is a big game. It's at home. It's a must-win. If they don't win, I think even Josh McDaniels on the hot seat. Like, this is his second stint as a head coach, dog. The last stint we seen the Broncos, we seen how that kind of flamed out, dog. And I'm gonna say he needs a Bill Belichick system. He needs to be a part of that Patriots way we keep hearing about. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe he needs to be. He's gonna only be good on the Patriots. Maybe it's just the style that they have there that he's so successful. It could be the QBs he's had. I mean, Derek Carr's pretty good. He's worked with Brady. You know what I mean? I mean, the Broncos, I think Jay Cutler, back to Brady, Mac Jones, Derek Carr. He's always had good QBs, dog. So there's like no excuse. So we're not like, he's not on a team that's not trying to win now, bro. So I feel like, he's going to be in the hot seat after 4 or 5 games. I don't know what to say, bro. Like, it's a must-win game for them. And yeah, like, I feel like it's more must-win for the Raiders and the Broncos. So yeah, hopefully they can get this W, bro, because they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, you know what I noticed? Because there's a lot of coaches that come out of the Bill Belichick tree, or coaching tree, and they're not always successful with their new teams, when they try to implement their own version of the Patriot way. So it seems like the Patriot way only works under Bill Belichick and with the Patriots. You try to bring that formula to another team, I don't think it works as well. I don't think it's successful. And it's sad to see, bro, but like literally like we keep giving these coaches that come out under Bill Belichick chances and they don't do anything. I mean, example of that is Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia went to Detroit and stunk it up, bro. Like just did terribly. Nobody liked him. You know what I'm saying, too? That's the thing. So yeah, it's not a lot of coaches that actually become successful coming out under Bill Belichick. I mean, even Brian Flores came out under Bill Belichick, and it's not like Brian Flores was terrible.
I don't like him. He was decent.
He was good. Yeah. Exactly. He was good. And I feel like he deserves to be a head coach again. But Dolphins never made the playoffs, though, while he was head coach. So there is that thing. There is that case. So it's, you don't all like, it just seems like the Patriot way, when the coaching staff is all together within that Patriots building, it works somehow. But once they branch off, these coaches do their other things or try to bring their own rendition of what they've previously done to another team. It just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't work out. The formula is just it's not constant. It's weird. But yeah, that's something to think about. Let's get to, should we go through another week 3 game or should we start looking at week 4 and
let's go week 4, dog.
All right. I did want to quickly just shout out the Packers for winning against the Bucs. That was a surprising win as well in week 3. But yeah, it's very low scoring, 14-12. Again, these games, man, like, yo, there's some real just nail biting games, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Defenses, I feel like there's a lot of defenses in the league that really be on, like, you know, really doing what they need to do to, you know, keep these scores low, bro. Because ideally you'd be thinking, like, you know, since there's so many rules that go in favor of the offense, that, you know, bare points will be put on the board every week, week in and week out. But these defenses are really good. That's for sure. But yeah, let's go to week 4, brother. You want to touch on the Dolphins and the Bengals? Let's get into that story.
Yeah, let's touch on that game. So, like, to piggyback first, like you were saying in the last one, like, I wonder what the NFL is thinking, dog. Like, I mean, like, because they love these, like, offense-driven, you know, big scores. They want to see touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see QBs healthy, throwing up big yards. And, like, it's been a defensive kind of style the early part of the season. The best defenses have came out and won.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's curious to see, like, what the NFL thinks, because they want an offense-driven league. They don't want a defense. They don't want 14-12 games, bro. They want 30-29 shootout,
Exactly. Yeah.
game-winning touchdown, overtime games, you know, to build that excitement, the marketing, all that stuff. So it's really interesting that they all scored even low, but we'll see what they do, because, you know, let's see if they don't like this and they try to switch the rules up again to make it even more offensive-driven. But yeah, it's definitely been a defensive, you know, mindset for the first part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, definitely jump right into the Bengals Dolphins game. I mean, let's just start off with, you know, most important thing, like Tua. What a scary injury, doc. Like, I was watching the game, and then, like, his hands started twitching, and I was like, what the hell?
Nah, I was scared.
At first, I thought he broke his wrist or his hand. I didn't think it was concussion until I seen a replay, and when he hit his head up on the ground, the man flinged him on the ground, and then, like, it seemed like he had, like, I don't know, concussion, spinal injury, I don't know. But that was freaking scary. And like I said, prayers to him. They came after the game and they said, like, he flew back with the team. He flew back with the team. He was just dealing with just a regular concussion. Everything was all good. I'm like, no, he had a concussion last week.
Exactly.
Came back in the game when they won against the Bills. He had a concussion that game and came back. A concussion again this week. And I said, oh, it's just a regular concussion. He's all good. Nah, dog. I don't know. I would set him up for the next 3-4 games. I don't know, fam. Like, he been having mad concussions, bro. I know back in college, I don't know, in youth sports and even in the US, I think if you have like 3 or 4 concussions in your career, it kind of shut you down for your career, dog. It kind of like, nah, you have too much concussions. You're done.
Yeah.
The man's already had like 2 concussions this year. Bruh, I don't know. If he has a 3rd one, he might be done for the season, dog. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but that's what I just want to start off with. But you know, like you said, Teddy Bridgewater filled in for that game, and you know, he couldn't get it done. Bengals, you know, they're kind of coming on a little bit in the last few games. So shout out to Joe Burrow and the Bengals for, you know, winning that game. But man, what were your first thoughts about Tua and like Dolphins? You know.
Yeah, prayers up to Tua for real, bro. You know, there seems to be some sort of mishandling of, you know, concussion protocol within the Dolphins organization. Again, I believe there's an investigation going on just to you know, get to the root of that, because Tua seems like he was rushed for this game. I don't think he was completely cleared, or I don't think he should have been completely cleared from, you know, having that head injury or possible concussion that he had last week against the Bills. Bro, I remember when I had a concussion at York against Waterloo, or was it like, I think it was against Laurier actually. I sat out for like a good like 3 games of the season, bro. Like 3-4 games of the season. Like, they don't do that like that. They don't do it like that anymore in the NFL. Like, usually you see, like, with these injury reports, you know, you see these players, they're like, okay, going through concussion protocol, they're questionable, and then they're ready for the next game the next week, immediately the next week. It's like, are these concussions being taken seriously, bro? Like, it's just a whole big question mark in my head. I feel like Tua is definitely rushed out, and that any slight head trauma that would have occurred, which, again, this was a huge takedown that you know, the sack that brought him back all the way back on the back of his head. where he, connected with the ground. Bruh, it's like honestly, any type of head trauma that would have occurred would have done something, detrimental to him. And because it was such a grandiose or, big takedown, you just saw it more emphasized. You saw the way that he racked it, his like his fingers, like his hand placement, like everything just looked in disarray, bro. It looked crazy, distorted. Like it was scary, bro. Like it's sad to see, bro. And we honestly need to protect like the players for real, bro. Like I mean, like of course football is a game of injuries, these things are happen, but he shouldn't have been out there in the first place to even be, in this crossfire, for this to occur. Bruh. So like I feel like once that occurred within the game, because it was a pretty close game, and I feel like I don't know if this is just me just having just all the most confidence in Tua, but like I feel like if he was in that game throughout, and again nothing was wrong with him, there was no concussion protocol or anything like that, he would have brought them back and they would have won the game. Like they would have had an edge over the Bengals ultimately. But once he was out, you saw the whole atmosphere change. You know what I'm saying? Getting Teddy in, I know Teddy tried his best. I mean, initially, but then, some things started not working. Again, couldn't get an edge over the Bengals. The Bengals are able to get that win. But yeah, bro, I just feel like it's just mishandling of the situation, from last week with the Bills, and Tua getting hurt. Sit him out. He shouldn't have been out there. And it's sad to see. Yeah, that's literally just my main takeaway from it.
Yeah, and I have kind of the same sentiments as well. Like I feel like we've done the concussion test. If you don't know, in the NFL or any football team as well, most teams you have to start off with a concussion test to start the season. So you do like you sit down and remember this room. I don't know if you guys have the same thing. You do these reaction tests. Yeah, everyone does. I think it's like if you even high school, college, probably in the pros, they call this like your concussion test or whatever, right? So whenever you do get a concussion this season, you have to pass these tests. So you have to have the same reactions you had when you had before the season. But I think, like, to be honest, like I don't think that's like the most accurate. Like I just feel like that's kind of like, I'm surprised there hasn't been more technology that hasn't came out that help this stuff. I know they've put a lot of research into like, I think it's like, the hospitals out in Cleveland, they have like this big like concussion test center there. But like still like I just feel like there's not enough technology yet. Like, so a man got a concussion. He played on Sunday night, and the next game was Thursday night. So that's a whole different ball game now of problems. People are now saying that if you have a concussion on Sunday, you shouldn't have to be able to play on if you have a Thursday night game. It's too quick a turnaround. So that's like to the player's point of too many games, too many Thursday night football games. But you could pass the concussion test, but is your brain really healed is the question.
Exactly.
You have a quick reaction. Yeah, your reaction is back, but is your brain mentally healed from the trauma? I don't think that's something that they can kind of detect now, but that's what's scary. Like, man, they're getting concussions, doing this test quickly, and they're back in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure the test is still like, remember in the football,
the
you do
same one, yeah.
Left, right, up, down. All right, you're good. You're back in the game. Like,
yeah, the same simple ones that they've been doing.
Like, is your brain healed? That's the real question. So I feel like that's one of the issues that's not an answer we're gonna get this year. It's more of like them improving the technology. And second of all, I feel like you said like the atmosphere completely changed in the game. Bridgewater didn't play bad, but he's always like he never plays really good, he never plays really bad. He's kind of like always here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain him, but like he's a good backup quarterback, and he's a good capable starter. We talked about this with many QBs, and there's no shade, we're not hating. But like he's missing, I'm not saying that dog, but I'm not gonna question him like that. But like, I don't know, it's just like he never can put the team over the top. I don't know how to explain it, but he's like, I'm not saying the average quarterback, but he's a good, capable backup. But I don't see him like winning games like that for the Dolphins. So we'll see how he plays for the next few games. I don't want to talk too early, but that's my thoughts on the game. And shout out to the Bengals. Looks like they're kind of getting that mojo back. We'll see how they play out the next few games as well.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I agree. He's just kind of mid, bro. He's just kind of mid. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but he's just become mid as the years have gone by. And I remember I used to be like, yo, like Teddy's in, bro. Teddy can do it. Teddy's looking like the old Teddy from the Vikings, leading the Vikings to the playoffs. But he's just never quite gotten back or gotten back to that stage. So I don't know if he's just lost the drive and he's just okay with being in the league and being a backup quarterback, and that's okay for him. But yeah, like I saw it go for him, bro. I saw it go. Let's look.
I wouldn't pick him for fantasy.
Yeah, definitely not. Let's look at these upcoming games. These games occurring tomorrow. Let's get it.
Yeah, we gotta pick at least. We can pick at least. We don't have to go 5 games. We can go 3 games if you want.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, a good 3 games to keep track of, because I know sometimes we be picking too much games and we forget who's picking. Like literally, that's what happened. The week before last, bro. Because remember, I was watching the podcast back and I'm like, yo, this man definitely picked the what was it, the Titans against thing.
Oh man, dog. I don't remember these picks, dog. All I know is if I win or lose, dog. That's all I know. Oh man, let's go.
Yeah, I thought we picked like the Titans and the Bills at week 2 or something like that. So I'm like, I got this W for sure because the Bills blew up the Titans. And you're like, nah. Like watching the podcast back, we talked about the game, but you never actually picked it. So it was confusing. But 3 games should be able to remember.
Bills,
still.
Ravens. Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh.
Ravens and
Bills, dog.
Bruh, I don't know who to pick for that one for sure. Like, I'd have to really think about that one. Who would you pick firsthand? Who you leaning toward? Games in Buffalo, I think.
No, it's in Baltimore, dog.
Oh, is it Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Both QBs are playing well, so it's not a QB issue. I think it's comes down to defense, right?
Yeah, facts. Shout out to Lamar one time, because we haven't been talking about Lamar too much this season, but Lamar have been doing it, bro.
I'm gonna pick the Bills on this one because I feel like their defense is playing better, dog. Even with the injuries they've had, I feel like the Ravens defense has gave up quite a few points. After the first week of the season, okay, that's the Jets. We're not going to my Jets, but they gave up 9 points. But week 2, they gave up 38 points. Week 3, they gave up 26 points to the Patriots. I don't know. I feel like the Buffalo defense has been more consistent.
Yeah, Buffalo's defense has definitely been more consistent. Baltimore's defense is a little iffy, man. I don't know what it is. Because they have a great DB core. Like if you think about it, they got Marcus Williams, they got Marlon Humphrey, they got Marcus Peters. Like they have dudes on the defensive back end, right? So you'd think they'd be great in coverage. Then who do they have at their linebacking core, their D line? Like I swear ideally Ravens defense is they should be like they're usually stacked, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what it is.
They still have Calais Campbell.
They still have Calais Campbell, right, on the D line. So I don't know, man. I don't know why they're not gelling together, why they're not playing as well. But yeah, Bills defense has definitely been playing better. Haven't been letting a lot of points on the board. We can attribute that to the pass rush that they have. Their pass rush is really strong. Again, with the addition of Von Miller, Matt Milano be controlling things in the linebacking core. Him and my other man there, one of the twins, Edmonds. Yeah, Edmonds. Again, we did lose Micah Hyde, unfortunately, but I'm sure the DB core can hold it down. All of them seem to be dogs.
I'm going Buffalo. Even like the Ravens, look at their defense is stacked, bro. I don't get why they're giving us so much points. Like, look at the names they have on their defense, like Justin Houston, Pierre Paul, Patrick Queen. In their DBs, they have Kyle Fuller, Humphrey, Marcus Peters, like, Daryl Worley. I mean, their safeties maybe, but maybe not their safeties. But I mean, but Ravens are stacked too. But I'm still going with Buffalo on this one.
I would say I would stick with you, Buffalo, on this one too, bro. So I don't even think we can use this game. Because I just like, even though Lamar has been playing great, bro, it's just the defense is so iffy, bro. And I know Josh Allen's for sure gonna put points on the board, and he's probably salty off the last the last loss. So
I'm gonna go. What about Cardinals Panthers? Who choose that one?
I'd probably go with the Cardinals.
I'm going Panthers sometime.
For real? Wow.
At home, they coming off a win. Mayfield's numbers have been
taking this still. Kyler Murray's actually had a pretty good record against Baker Mayfield. I don't know. I think they take this matchup a little bit personally, because again, they were both at Oklahoma together in college, and Kyler Murray was backing up Baker Mayfield at one point. So every time Kyler Murray gets out on that stage in the pros, against a Baker Mayfield led team, he brings his A game, bro. So I'm expecting Kyler Murray to make things happen, and win this game. So I'm picking the Cardinals here. You know that I'm looking at ESPN and the odds are not in my favor, but watch this upset here. Now I'm upset city.
I'm gonna go Panthers because I feel like they're at home. Mayfield's coming off, he's coming off a win. Both quarterbacks aren't really playing that well in terms of like start of the season. They both only have 3 touchdowns and 1 INT.
Yeah.
After 3 games, they've only both thrown 3 touchdowns. They're off to a slow start, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield kind of thought this would happen. He's being more cautious. That's why he got a lot of trouble the last few seasons with the Browns. All these picks. So he's not throwing picks, but he's not really taking the same amount of chances he used to. I guess it's a good thing, but he's not really using his gunslinger style. But I think they found, I guess, a formula that could win. They run the ball, keep the game close, kind of like a game manager, more than him actually taking over the game. A little surprised at Kyler Murray. Like, he's usually he's putting up numbers, he's throwing TDs. I'm surprised. I think we struggled this year. I don't know why, but if they don't win this game, they might be in a little bit of trouble. Like,
and that's why I feel like they need to win this game. Again, paying Kyler Murray all that big money, right? You would think that he would, be, because Kyler Murray has been in like pre-MVP conversations before, like in recent years, right? Just with his caliber of play, you kind of want to throw him in there a little bit because he's just so dynamic with his legs, and then he can also toss the ball as well. So it's difficult to see him playing this way, not consistently. Especially since there was a knock that came out against them where he's like he didn't watch film or didn't prepare properly for other teams. So I'm just hoping that he can get the naysayers to be quiet and play up to the potential that he has, and play to his contract, bro, because literally this man's being paid a whole bunch of money, a whole heap of money. You need to win games, bro. You need like Arizona was in the playoffs like just last year, bro. Like, if you continue this nonsense, like they're not even gonna sniff the playoffs. So this is a must-win game for them, bro. Like, I don't expect nothing from the Panthers for real. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, that's the upset, bro. Everybody, even though the odds makers think that Cardinals are gonna win. I mean, the Panthers going to win. I think most people are going for the Cardinals, dog. I'm going to go Panthers, dog. I say I'm the upset on this one, dog.
All right, we'll see, bro. It's a game to look out for.
All right.
Guys, comment your picks as well.
Yeah, man. Definitely
You
leave the
know,
comments
we
there.
want to know who you guys think are gonna win between this matchup. Next game, I think we talked briefly about the Chiefs and the Bucks. Did you want to go in on a pick with that one?
Yeah, dog. I might have to go Chiefs.
Jeez,
Bucks
even
have
though
been
it's in
struggling.
Tampa.
Brexit, yo, Tomlin's struggling, bro, and Bucks defense is playing really well. That's a tough one. The defense is playing well. Everyone's going Bucks on this one.
Yeah, a lot of people going Bucks on this one.
I'm gonna go Chiefs, bro. I'm gonna upset City, bro, because I think they outscore them, bro, even on the road, even though they have a great defense in Tampa. I think it might have to be a shootout, bro. And if it's a shootout, I'm going with the shootout king right here. I'm going with Mahomes, bro. So I'm going with Chiefs in this one. I just have a feeling they might win this game, even though everyone's picking the Bucks to win. I'm going Chiefs. Who you going with this one?
Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, like, this is definitely a rematch at the Super Bowl from 2 years ago. And I'm sure Patrick Mahomes wants his revenge, but it's at home, it's in Tampa. I think Tom Brady has Mike Evans back as well, so he should be healthy for this game, or not, he should be available for this game, because the suspension was only for one game, right?
Yeah, so he's back.
Yeah, so he should be back. We can establish a little bit something with Leonard Fournette as well. Playoff Lenny has actually been playing pretty decent throughout the regular season. A pretty reliable back, I'd say. So we have that. I'm gonna go with Tampa because their defense has been playing deadly as well. Because their defense has been keeping them in games for real. Bro, that whole defense plays so inspired, bro. And they're just a overall veteran unit that's done this before. You know what I'm saying? Mike Edwards, like Mike Edwards is a crazy safety, like in general, bro. Then you got Dean,
Antoine Winfield's playing.
Yeah, Antoine Winfield as well. Again, another half of that safety combo. Again, just really they got dudes, bro, on the DB side. And of course you got the linebacking core. Again, you got Shaq Barrett. You got my dude from LSU.
Devin White.
Yeah, Devin White. Bro, I feel like the defense overall is going to probably shake up some things with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes might be in a rut in this game again. May not be able to, well, not saying that he's going to be in a rut, but he may not be able to convert when he needs to convert. You know what I'm saying? May not be able to put as much points on the board when he's facing this defense. Again, this defense will probably have him seem ghosts. So I'm pretty confident Tampa Bay will get this W, getting home field advantage as well. Plays a huge part in this for me. So yeah, bro, it's gonna be a Tampa Bay thing.
Yeah, I mean, the defense playing well. I really like Logan Ryan's playing decent.
Oh yeah, Logan, I forgot about him too. Just actually, they have a safety trio because it's Logan Ryan, Antoine Winfield, and it's Mike Edwards. So
he's playing like the dime, but he's kind of like that third safety in there, cover, can help against the run, which is what they needed the last few years, kind of that in between. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Chiefs. I don't know, Mahomes. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna win this game, have a great game offensively. It's a shootout. It's a QB shootout, and if I'm gonna say shootout, I'm going with the younger gun. I'm going with the younger guy.
The younger gun that's facing a tougher defense, because the Chiefs' defense ain't like that.
I feel like he can do just enough to win the game, dog.
We'll see.
But they can scheme them up. Like great defense, they can scheme them up. They can put them in positions where his guys can have can be one-on-one and maybe win the battle if it's man-to-man. I feel like they can put themselves in positions to be successful. So yeah, I don't choose the Chiefs to lose too often, to be honest. I don't think they lose back-to-back games a lot. So I'm gonna take that strategy. I'm gonna go Chiefs this one.
All right, we'll see, bro. It's a good game to look out for, guys. Again,
two W's already.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. For
Yo,
sure, you're losing in one of these. I can't guarantee which one between the two, but you're losing one of these, bro.
bro.
You're
The third
losing
game,
one of
yo,
these.
Jaguars Eagles, bro.
Third game is a make or break right here.
Yo,
Third
Jaguars
game,
Eagles, bro.
Jaguars, Eagles. You gonna pick that one? I'm picking the
I'm
Eagles, bro.
Jaguars, dog.
Are you serious?
Have you seen how they've been playing, bro?
Bro, I seen, and I think it's just hype, bro. Have you seen how Philly's been playing? Philly's the real deal. Don't
This is
sleep on that man, Jalen Hurts.
upset, bro. I'm going Jaguars, bro. I ain't gonna stress this one. I'm going Jaguars, bro. They've
Bruh.
been quietly playing really well, dog. You think?
Yeah, they have, but Philly's defense is gonna shut that down.
Bro, look at the stats, bro.
Darius Slay about to pick him off twice. You feel me?
I'm not gonna throw at him all the time, bro. But Lawrence has been. I mean, we were talking a little bit of smack before the season because we weren't sure how he's gonna play out, but
he's been playing better.
Been really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really good the first 3 games. He got the Jaguars in a winning position. We haven't seen them since they had Blake Bortles and we had our man Jalen Ramsey. We had that squad back like 5-6 years ago. We haven't seen them play this well this early since then, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of impressive. They may sneak into the playoffs. I'm not sure there'll be like a deep run, but I don't know. Lawrence is playing really good. If he can keep it up, he's looking like the real deal. The number 1 pick so far. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, and James Robinson been doing well too.
Yeah, and the balance of James Robinson, Christian Kirk.
Kind of Christian Kirk is actually emerging as I think he's more establishing himself as like a number 1 or maybe a number 2. I don't know. I can't really tell who's the number 1 in Jacksonville. Is it Marvin Jones or is it Christian Kirk? I don't.
That's a good though. That's a good problem.
But
bro.
he is it is a good problem. Christian Kirk's really, we kind of underestimated him, I guess, coming from Arizona as he was used as like a third option. But in this Jacksonville situation, he's really putting up numbers, doing big things.
The last 2 games he's been balling out. Okay, they lost to the Commanders. Okay, it was on the road. Tough way to start the season. But then they blew up the Colts 24-0, skunked them.
Mm-hmm.
And they almost skunked the Chargers last week with Justin Herbert. 38-10, bro. Their defense has been allowed 10 points the last 2 games, bro. Bro.
The defense is playing different still, but yo.
Jaguars, bro.
Nah, but yo, let me tell you something right here. I feel like Philly is just like they just stacked in all areas, bro. Because if you think about it, Jalen Hurts is really having one of the greatest years in terms of passing, right? He already has 916 yards passing, only about 4 TDs, but again, they're more of a run-based team anyway. Like they look at Jalen Hurts to run the ball in the red zone, or they're gonna hand it off to Miles Sanders. But again, Jalen Hurts is getting chunk plays like with his arm is what I'm noticing. So he's developing in that area. Really showed improvement to me there. Miles Sanders is quietly having a great year at running back. Then you have AJ Brown, and then did you see what Devontae Smith did last week? Did you see what he did? The Slim Reaper. Yo, like it's what they see. Yo, you know how Philly's been saying they have 2 Batmans? They have 2 Batmans for true. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, bro. Don't sleep on that tandem. They crazy. And then don't forget about Quez Watkins, because he will get you over the top if you sleep him, bro. So there's that. The offense is set, bro. I don't think Jacksonville is going to be able to handle the combination of run and pass. They're not going to be able to control that. And then you got Philly's defense, bro, who've been playing inspired the past couple weeks, bro. They've been playing inspired, right? They'll shut down your main guy, And I don't think James Robinson's going to have a field day against these guys, bro. Philly is dangerous, and they're at home. Philly is at home, bro. This is at Lincoln Financial Stadium, bro.
I mean, you're selling it, but I ain't buying it, bro.
Yeah,
I'm buying it, bro.
Jaguars.
And Doug Peterson's back. He's the coach of the Jaguars. He knows.
Yeah, I know he's probably gonna want to get some revenge still.
Yeah,
because
I
this
mean, I like
is his
Jalen
old
Hurts.
team.
Shit, you look at like Oklahoma, what they've been doing the last 4 or 5 years, the QB position. I mean, Baker Mayfield, we can kind of, I mean, yeah, he's starter now. We don't know like how he's gonna be 5-6 years from now, but he's starter. He's a starter right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray,
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts. That's 3 starting QBs in the league. I don't think have we seen that ever? Like,
I don't think so. From Oklahoma specifically, no. Oklahoma's kind of showing that they have a little bit of a, like, they definitely have a selling point to any QBs that want to come over there to play for that school, bro. Literally, they could say, yo, we brought out Baker Mayfield, we developed Kyler Murray, we got Jalen Hurts ready for his draft. Like, literally, they have a huge selling point for any young QBs who want to go to that school, bro.
and even Lincoln Riley, he's at USC now, and he took their starter last year, Caleb Williams. He took him to USC.
Yeah.
He also has Caleb Williams right there right now. So I mean, he's like the QB guru or something, bro. But
yeah, facts.
But yeah, I mean, get back to it. But yeah, I like Jalen Hurts. I'm saying, like, been balling out, and I want him to be successful. I think he'll have a great year this year, but he just won't beat the Jaguars this week, bro.
Bro, that'd be so funny.
3-0, bro. 3-0.
Nah, you're not 3-0 at all. You're definitely losing 2 of these games, and I'm with
So nice.
I'm with it, bro.
We'll see tomorrow, dog. We'll see.
I tell you, you may win 1, bro. So I'll give you 1. It's either gonna be the Chiefs and the Bucks game that you will win, or it's gonna be the Cardinals or the Panthers. But this Eagles in Jacksonville, it's clear cut. It's set in stone. It's set in stone, bro. I have so much confidence in Philly. It's crazy.
Bro, I don't know about that, bro.
Bruh. Jalen Hurts been playing some mistake-free football too, bro. The man knows when to actually like pull it down to run it, or when to throw it. He's never and he knows when to give his guys chances as well. Like, again, that Devontae Smith catch where he caught it in, I think it was double coverage. Like, he knew when to actually just, like, yo, let me take a chance. Yo, I'm sure my guy will get it. And Devontae Smith didn't disappoint. I'm sure he will do the same thing. He can do the same thing with AJ Brown. He knows when to take chances. It's smart chances, bro. You know what I'm saying? This man has really perfected his craft, bro. Jalen Hurts, you can't sleep on this man, bro. Philly has their guy. Like, they have their guy, bro. He's the one.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence on this one. Back to him versus Hurts, kind of like in college. I think they went head to head once. Yeah, I mean,
that's back when the man was on Clemson and they were stacked. This man he's on a developmental team.
Hurts on Alabama, they were stacked too. I think with Clemson and Alabama. I'm not talking about him again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with them to Alabama. Yeah, stacked.
But, yeah, you're right. But that's when Jalen Hurts couldn't throw the ball though. that's when he was a one-trick pony. That's when you knew that, hey, Jalen Hurts is going out for a run. That's what he's gonna do. But this is different. It's a different Jalen Hurts. This might be a whole new QB. This might as well be.
I have a good feeling about this one, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Trust me. I'm gonna text you. See, I told you.
Oh, okay, yeah. You gonna text me? You'd be like, you go text me. You could be like, all right, yo, maybe you're right. Yo, still, I lost this one.
Yo, remember the text. See, I told you. Remember that.
All right, we'll see about it, bro. I'm pretty sure what your text will look like, but it's not gonna be that. But we'll see, bro.
Fans, you got my back. Do you think Jaguars gonna pull the upset or not? Write in the comments, the description. I'm gonna go 3-0 this week. I think you have 2-0 so far, but who's counting? I mean, I'm gonna get this win this week.
I'm gonna stay on my street, bro. I'm gonna stay on my street.
Nah, bro. This is a W this week. So I appreciate y'all listening in. There's still some other great games. We haven't got to all the great games. We'll definitely recap them next week. There were some games that we didn't talk about. But yeah, this is gonna be a great week this week. Shout out to all the fans. Make sure you like, you subscribe. And again, it's the Josh and Nerd podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed it this week. And enjoy the games this Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes. We appreciate y'all for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace and blessings. You already know.
Peace.